This is Dan Hicks in New York. That is Michael Jordan in Chicago, the league's leading scorer on the league's best team. The Bulls will face the Pistons in just a few minutes. Grant Hill has never beaten the Bulls. He's got another shot tonight. The Bulls and Pistons coming up after these messages from your local station.
We look to the night sky as the end of one day and the promise of another. But this February, it's falling. You've braved twisters, earthquakes, and towering infernos. But can you survive them all in one night? Asteroid, NBC February.
If it matters to you, Channel 4 investigates. Mike Wendland and the I-Team expose the metro area's dirtiest restaurants. If you need to know, Channel 4 investigates. Lila Orbach uncovered local pharmacy foul-ups and how to protect yourself. Channel 4 investigates. Mike Lewis showed you what to do when you're in a freeway fender bender. Channel 4 investigates. Doug Evans revealed life-saving information, how to rescue a choking child when seconds count. Channel 4, where local news comes first. Go for it.
A lot of records were broken in 1996, and we have until January 3rd to break another during our Jeep and Eagle year-end celebration. With a great lease rate of just $299 a month on a new Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, a spectacular $199 lease on Jeep Cherokee Sport. Plus, check out Wrangler for as low as $13,995. So help us set another record in 1996. Hurry in today to the year-end celebration at your Jeep and Eagle dealer.
See your Southeast Michigan Jeep and Eagle dealers.
When the doors open, December 26th at 10 a.m., everything in Gardner White will be reduced to the lowest prices of the year. It's Gardner White's year-end sale, and you don't pay anything until 1998. No payments, no down payment, and no interest. Plus, Gardner White pays your sales tax. This incredible sale starts December 26th at 10 a.m., but hurry, on December 31st, it's over.
Gardner White Furniture, we're known by the money you keep.
Channel 4 wishes you a Merry Christmas.
What does it take to be the man? What pressures come along with great expectations, with the knowledge that you're supposed to be the best? Michael Jordan knows. He knows the burden of being on center stage, always in the spotlight. He also knows that personal success alone is unfulfilling, that greatness is measured by the ability to lead your team to a championship. Jordan knows the expectations Grant Hill is now facing.
The pressures help you mature to deal with the expectations. Michael Jordan has emerged as a player through hard times as well as good times to get to another level.
How will Hill handle that kind of pressure? Tonight, more lessons on life in the NBA's elite for both the master and the pupil.
This is the NBA on NBC. Tonight, a special Christmas edition. The Detroit Pistons versus the Chicago Bulls.
A capacity crowd, better than 21,000 turning out on Christmas night in Chicago. The Bulls come in at 24-3. That is the best record in the NBA. And they come in with a 7-game win streak, while Detroit off to a stunning start at 20-5. That's the second best record in the league, and the Pistons have won 9 of their last 11 games. Hi, everybody. I'm Marv Albert along with Matt Gukas. Happy holidays from all of us at NBC Sports, and this Christmas night special should be a dandy. Matt, first the Detroit story, Grant Hill and his Pistons, clearly the surprise team in the NBA this season, and they have been doing it with the long-range bomb.
Well, the Pistons at 20-5 are living high on the three-pointer, shooting an incredible 45%. That's like 67% in two-point shots. shots. The rejuvenated Joe Dumars, best in the NBA, just under 53%. Terry Mills at one point knocked in a record-tying 13 in a row from downtown. And Lindsey Hunter, no slouch at 37%. How do they get such good looks? Well, the ability of Grant Hill to penetrate, get into the lane, draw the defense. He is a willing playmaker.
And for Chicago, Michael Jordan and the Bulls just rolling right along at 24-3. They are right where they were a year ago.
Well, with Chicago, it all starts with Michael Jordan, leading the NBA at 31 a game, going for his 9th scoring title. Here's what most teams around the league feel about getting ready for Michael. He has taken more and more jump shots, saving the drive when the outside shot is off. He has patented the fadeaway jumper off the right block. Though Michael's steals are down this year, always dangerous at the defensive end, but you must make him work on defense. Michael may be older, but he is wiser and still has that championship drive.
All right, and right here, we'll take a break. When we come back, it's the Chicago Bulls and the Detroit Pistons on Christmas night in the Windy City.
Nelson reunion?
Presenting a new family of cars for 1997 from a new era at Mitsubishi.
Nelson family.
A wide range of rugged sport utility vehicles.
Nelson reunion?
Red hot sports cars and refined new sedans. Great new cars for everyone because no two people are
Nelson reunion?
exactly alike. The new family of cars from Mitsubishi, built for living.
Let's go, guys. I need a play down here.
Hang on, Mike. We're working on something up here.
Try 3-wide rocket.
If they blitz, it won't work.
What about a quick slam?
Okay, Mike, we're almost there.
Come on, come on, come on.
Look at pro split Z out.
What's taking so long up there?
Okay, Mike, here we go. 3 wide, 78, Z out, Y cross.
All right, all set? Let's go. Let's go. Great call, guys. Good job.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Miller Lite. With a great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. By the full line of new 1997 cars from Mitsubishi, built for living. And by Sony's PlayStation. Choose from over 150 games. Better yet, buy them all.
Back in Chicago, the 450th consecutive sellout here for the Bulls. That includes regular season and playoffs, and we are set for the introduction of the starting lineups. Let's go to the public address voice of the Bulls, Ray Clay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and happy holidays to one and all. The Chicago Bulls welcome the world's greatest fans to the United Center. Tonight, our game is between the Detroit Pistons and your Chicago Bulls. Now, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting Detroit Pistons. At one forward from Duke, 6'8", Grant Hill. Forward, 6'9", out of Eastern Michigan, Grant Long. At center, 6'10", from Providence, Otis Thorpe. At one guard, 6'3", from McNeese State, Joe Dumars. And the other guard out of Jackson State, 6'2", Lindsey Hunter. The Detroit Pistons are coached by Doug Collins, assisted by Johnny Bach, Alvin Gentry, John Hammond, and Brian James. The trainer is Mike Abdenauer.
Boston going to a smaller lineup, so starting Tony Kukoc at center rather than Bill Wennington, who had been subbing for the injured Luke Longley. Kukoc starting only his second game this season. As always, we're joined on the sidelines by the Dean of Sideline Reporting, Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad?
All right, thanks, Marv. I talked to Michael Jordan before the game. He said he is very excited playing in a game like this because at this point in his career, it's all about challenges, and he gets those challenges in the form of rising stars like Grant Hill. He also said he's playing with a lot more explosion, a lot quicker this year, and the reason being was 2 years ago, he played basketball every single day during the summer to get his game back. He did get his game back, but he also got a bad case of tendonitis. This last offseason, he didn't play basketball at all. He's playing at a lighter weight, and he says he does have more quickness, more explosion, and the most important thing, he does not have that tendonitis that plagued him throughout the season last year, Marv.
All right, thank you, Ahmad. And moments ago, this the scene is Michael Jordan and Doug Collins, the head coach of the Pistons, the former head coach of the Chicago Bulls, greeted each other. Doug in his second year as head man of the Pistons after 6 years in television, the early line favorite for Coach of the Year honors.
And understandably so, with his team off to such a fantastic start at 20-5. I was talking to Doug before the game, and he said the two biggest problems for this game today is, first of all, trying to score. You remember in the first game, they were beaten 98-80, did not score one fast break basket. He hates the matchup. His other big problem is when Tony Kukoc comes off the bench. Well, at least he doesn't have to worry about that with Tony Kukoc starting, but he hates all of his matchups against Tony Kukoc. But I think the Pistons will be able to at least go inside in this ballgame, at least go inside to Thorpe and Long a little bit to establish some kind of presence there.
The Bulls have beaten the Pistons 17 straight, including the last 14 here in Chicago. And the Pistons control the opening tip. The officials, Jess Kersey, Ron Olesiak, and Scott Foster. And here's Grant Hill for Grant Long. Joe Dumars, played by Michael Jordan. This a rivalry that goes back to Jordan's early years. Otis Thorpe putting the move on Dennis Rodman. I don't know if glass was the intent, but he'll take it.
You really don't know, huh? Well, there's that inside presence I was talking about for a couple of reasons. First of all, Doug Collins, like a lot of coaches around the league, despite Dennis being on the all-defensive team last year, he's a guy many coaches feel you can go inside and attack. The other is you got to go inside before you can go out for some of that three-point shooting.
Kukoc being played by Long, rebounded by Thorpe. Chicago Bulls have been getting off to slow starts as Grant Hill gives Detroit a 4-0 lead. That was the case Monday night here against New Jersey. They won it 113-81, but the Nets led by 16 in the first quarter.
And right off the bat there, you see Grant Hill really on a 2-on-4 situation, creating a fast break opportunity basket.
Harper hits the three. Ron Harper. And the Pistons up 4-3. Why haven't the Bulls had a problem with slow starts? Michael Jordan says at times it's because of lack of practice. They've been using the opening quarters to get themselves into a rhythm. Well, that's one school of thought. As Jordan fires, Rodman with the rebound and pumps it up. Oh, the former Detroit Piston is able to hit on a rare fadeaway.
Well, Dennis's 6th game back from that 2-game suspension. He's obviously been rebounding like a madman, about 18 a game, but he's also been more offensive-minded. He realizes he has to chip in that area, especially in the absence of Luke Longley.
Rodman guarding Thorpe. Kukoc reaching in to poke it away. And here comes Harper.
I mentioned Luke Longley in that last game. Luke Longley scored all 16 of his points in the first quarter and got the Bulls off and running.
Offensive rebound by Rodman to keep it alive for the new 24. Pippen. Yes. The Bulls with 7 unanswered points after the Pistons opened with the first 4. Grant Hill guarded by Scottie Pippen goes to the crossover, then met on a switch by Tony Kukoc. Nice play by Hill. He was able to slap it off Kukoc.
I'm a little surprised at Grant Hill settling for that jump shot after getting the switch with Tony Kukoc on him. Tony is not a particularly good defender out on the floor, does not have the lateral movement, but I don't think there's anybody in the league who can play Grant Hill and keep him from getting the basket, even Scottie Pippen, who's got the initial responsibility here.
Hill getting the pick from Thorpe, setting it up for Hunter.
Now watch Doug Collins look away there. That's the baskets that the Pistons absolutely need from Lindsey Hunter when Hill half penetrates, which is what he did there.
And Jordan with his first field goal. So the Bulls with 9 unanswered, and they have a 9-4 lead. The Detroit Pistons off to their best ever start. They are more than a month ahead of last year's team, which won its 20th game on 24th of January. They come in at 20-5. Grant Long firing from deep, and off the mix-up. Bulls will give it right back to the Pistons.
Well, we see both teams settling for jump shots. Now, that is the Bulls game, and they're triangle offense. That's what's afforded most of the time. And as an opposing coach, you don't mind a lot of the jump shots, even if they're dropping. You don't want them to get inside and overpower you and draw fouls.
Dumars to draw the foul, and Kukoc called for a travel.
And even though the perimeter game is that of the Detroit Pistons, so far the Pistons settling for too many jump shots. They have to establish something inside, possibly draw a foul, get something going to the basket, or draw a defender.
Kukoc, they give it right back. Now Jordan posting up over Dumars. And again, another opportunity for the Bulls. Harper for 3. Kukoc to the rim. 11 straight Chicago points. Doug Collins takes a 20-second timeout, and he is upset.
Well, a little deja vu for Doug Collins and the Detroit Pistons in the meeting earlier in the year when both teams were 4-0. Fairly close game in the third quarter. Still anybody's game, and it was these kinds of plays. Second shot after second shot. Loose ball after loose ball going the way of the Chicago Bulls, who right now in the early going, once again, have the live bodies, and they are quicker to the loose ones.
11 straight points for the Bulls. Tony Kukoc starting at center this evening. Phil Jackson can certainly afford to do that against a club like Detroit, so he goes with Kukoc and a smaller lineup rather than Bill Wennington.
And this would be similar to the type of team that they have that finishes ball games. Steve Kerr might be the guy in there in place of Ron Harper, but by starting Kukoc, who prefers to start, it's only his second of the year, even though he's last year's sixth-man award winner. It still messes up the rotation for Phil Jackson with Kukoc starting.
Hill looking to do it off the dribble, and he does. What a move by Grant Hill. Pistons had missed their previous 4 shots, and Hill doing it one of the best defensive players in the league, Scottie Pippen.
Well, you can imagine what Doug Collins said during that 20-second timeout. Guys, enough with the jump shots. Let's get to the hole.
The Bulls 11 and the Pistons 6. Another deflection. Good hands by the Pistons on this sequence. Pippen fires. The Bulls 13 and the Pistons 6. Scottie Pippen hitting his first 2 shots. Pistons also a very unusual club in that Grant Hill will handle the ball most frequently. So there's no true point guard. Here's Lindsey Hunter for 3. Kept alive by Grant Long. Joe Dumars will handle the ball upon occasion. Hill off the head fake, have the baseline closed, and an illegal defense call for the first time against Chicago. 6:38 remaining in this first quarter. A 13-6 Bulls lead. A look at Hill putting on the floor and doing it against Scottie Pippen.
Happy birthday, NBA. Now, Jack, I'm not making any promises, but when you get your license, this car could be yours. But please, take it easy, because it has a lot of power, and it's quiet, so you don't have to crank up the music. But I'm not worried. I know you'll be a great driver. Just like your dad.
Introducing the new 1997 Mitsubishi Galant. A car you can count on. The new Galant from Mitsubishi. Built for living.
How to speak Australian.
Elbows down, keep it clean. That's it, mate. And Mum moves in.
Marriage counsellor. Beer. Foster's Australian for beer.
Give me a large fry, supersize.
I got it. I got it.
It's time to pick the 97 NBA All-Star team.
Anything the kid wants,
And you can vote for your favorite players.
I love that haircut, man.
Where they serve America's favorite fries. McDonald's. Vote today.
It's your world, baby.
We're not waiting for permission, for approval, for feedback. And we are most definitely not waiting for anyone to let us play. We're not waiting for anything except the ball. This is our time. This is our league.
All right, take a look at Dennis Rodman and showing why he is one of the top rebounders in the NBA, along with Jason Williams and Charles Barkley so far in this first third of the season. If you don't box out Dennis Rodman, and you almost have to do it by face guarding him, this is what he'll do. Get second shot after second shot. Here he's looking for the second scoring opportunity, and when he gets a defensive rebound, he is one of the best in the league at starting the fast break.
Dennis Rodman last year won the rebounding title for the 5th straight season. He averaged just under 15 per game. This year at 15.8, so second to Jason Williams of New Jersey, although Jason has knee problems and has been struggling to stay on the floor in recent games. The Bulls 13 and the Pistons 6. 6.5 remaining, first quarter. Off the fake, Hill off the mark. And again, a rebound for Rodman. That's 4 for Dennis Rodman.
Well, you can see how Scottie Pippen respects the driving ability of Grant Hill, and why not, would rather give him that perimeter shot than getting beat on the crossovers and spins.
Now Kukoc had it poked away. Grant Long getting a piece of it. Grant Long, a guy who gets the most out of his skills. Terrific work ethic. Played 6.5 years with Miami, then spent 1.5 years with Atlanta. Now in the starting lineup for the Detroit Pistons. Jordan had it actually deflected by Dumars on the way up, was able to recover and hit the shot.
And almost had a time for a little cup of coffee while he was up in the air. His ability to hang in the air that extra split second to recapture the basketball and still fling it towards the basket.
Michael Jordan, 2 of 4. Three-pointer. That has been the specialty of the Detroit Pistons' Lindsey Hunter. With the Pistons' first 3 of the game, they are shooting 45% from three-point range. That is first in the league. And Joe Dumars leads the NBA at 53% from three-point land. 15-9, the Bulls. Again, good hands, a lot of deflections, and coaches just love to see their guys get the hand on the ball. That time knocked out of bounds with 1 on the shot clock.
Well, you know, Detroit, one of the best defensive teams in the league. They don't do it with a lot of pressure, but sound basics.
That's got to get Doug Collins crazy.
And they're also usually good at playing the situations, which that one was, but they fell asleep at the switch there.
So the Bulls now lead 17-9 with just under 5 minutes left in this first quarter. Dumars with a runner. Joe Dumars, who has been rejuvenated this season at the age of 33, had to change his role last year. Looking to give way to Allen Houston and Lindsey Hunter, and was out of position. Oh, Dumars trying to draw the foul. Ron Olesiak said no way. Jordan sweeping in for the rebound, and he was fouled.
All in on a side out of bounds play. Michael Jordan coming off that screen, had the ball deflected, but his eyes never left the target. One reason why he was able to hang on and still shoot the basketball, and Grant Long getting completely faked out on the play, jumping out to stop a guy coming off the screen, and no help inside as Kukoc left all alone for the easy lay. And Joe Dumars talking with referee Ron Alessia goes, why not the foul on Jordan in the post? And he turned and argued after he went down, and that enabled Jordan to get to the offensive glass.
He was fouled by Long. Jordan extends to a 19-11 Chicago lead. Here's some pressure by Jordan against Dumars. Protects the dribble. Ford setting the pick. Jordan staying with Dumars. Now Rodman comes over on a double team. And here's Ford taking it to the hoop. Whoa, a facial tossed at Tony Kukoc.
And Tony was waiting, but too far underneath the basket, pin under the net. That's why he did not get the charge call. We saw aggressive defense by Michael Jordan, trying to keep that pick and roll from getting over the top, forcing it to the baseline.
Pippen from Kukoc. So Scottie Pippen off to a good start. 3 of 4 from the field. 6 points. Bulls lead 21-13. And Chicago has hit 60% here at the start. 9 of 16. 3 minutes, 40 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Marv Albert, Matt Guokas, and Ahmad Rashad from Chicago. Hill again to the crossover. Hill, yes. 6 points for Grant Hill, who comes in averaging just under 21 per game. 6-point Chicago lead. Here's the double on Jordan. And Rodman, who hit earlier, leads to the loose ball foul. And Rodman looked like he was going to fire the ball in the direction of the official, who actually ducked away. Foul was called on Dennis.
While Otis Thorpe getting that clear lane to the basket, no resistance there with Tony Kukoc too far on the net. You see Scottie Pippen giving ground, trying to keep Grant Hill from getting all the way to the basket and dunking, but still giving up that little intermediate half hook.
Pistons have hit their last 4 shots. Hunter's pass picked off. Here comes Jordan. On the breakaway. And the Bulls lead by 8.
And that's why the Chicago Bulls are NBA champions. They do this on a regular basis. When they force a turnover out at the top of the key area, they turn it into a quick, easy strike.
Kukoc switching off to Dumars. Shot clock at 6. Dumars eluding Kukoc for the shot. Beautifully done by Joe Dumars.
But a smart defensive play by Tony Kukoc. That's a mismatch for him out on the floor, but he ran Joe Dumars off the 3, forced him to put the ball on the floor, forced him to take a tough shot, but Joe was still able to get it.
And Harper on the drive was fouled. Blocking foul is called. Down to 2:18 left in the first quarter. And a timeout taken. Bulls by 6. And here is Michael Jordan just a moment ago off the lead from Tony Kukoc.
My hands were stiff. I was strong as I could be.
Today's the day.
It's that time of year. Happy holidays. From Chevy Truck.
Come on, we can get it.
Dude, go for it.
Are you crazy? Got it. Santa is not gonna like this.
Take an elf home for the holidays on special cans from Pepsi. Right now, when you buy Pepsi, you can get $5 back on Microsoft CD-ROMs. It's a steal.
The fate of 2 innocent children
People will read this and they'll believe us.
is in the hands of Glenn Close, Marissa Tomei, Michael Keaton.
It's wrong.
The Paper, NBC Sunday.
Grant Hill, 3 of 5, 6 points, off to the good start. And from time to time during the course of our telecast, we will give you a behind-the-scenes look at scouting reports on the players, the strengths and weaknesses as culled by Matt and his staff of unnamed sources.
Well, there's Grant Hill. Obviously, the ability to make people better because he can put the ball on the floor and draw the defense. A much improved shooter this year, yet teams would still rather see him take that shot. And I don't think there's anybody in the league. Well, maybe Michael Jordan still can do it with the crossovers, the spins, the ability to get to the basket. And even though Grant Hill is a good defender, one of the best in the league at his position, you have to make him work at that end of the floor.
Matt, what I particularly like about your scouting reports, by the end of the season, no players will be speaking to you.
Right.
And here's Hopper at the line as we resume with 2:18 left in the first quarter. Let's check in with Ahmad.
All right, Mark, Doug Collins telling his team during that timeout that they were way too passive. He felt like they were just sitting back and taking it. He wants them to be more aggressive and take the ball right at Chicago. Mark?
All right, Ahmad. Bulls with a 6-point lead. And Hill handles against Pippen. The Detroit Pistons, the surprise team of the season. They lost Allen Houston, who signed a free agent contract with the New York Knicks. They thought they had a good shot at Juwan Howard, but did not get him. And Hill now has 8 points, but the Pistons are a superior ball club than they were a year ago. Plus, they were not able to re-sign Mark West. Ended up signing with Cleveland. Appeared to be a bleak season, but that has not been the case. But I don't think anyone from Doug Collins right on down expected this. 20-5 on Christmas Day.
Well, I think, Mark, they knew they would be a better defensive team as Scottie Pippen, who really has the hot hand from the perimeter, knocking the 3 down there. Even though Allen Houston was coming on, improving as a defensive player, still a guy that they look to score. But with Lindsey Hunter, who has found a niche and a role as a defensive player with this team, and Joe Dumars is a very sound defensive player, they are better overall as a team.
Shot clock is down to 5. They double up on Hill. Looked like Pippen got a piece of it. 7-point Bulls lead. Detroit had hit their previous 6 straight. Got off to the slow start, only 3 of 9, but they've come on. Long picks off the Rodman pass. Just under 1 minute left in this opening quarter. Here is Long. Grant Long cuts it to a 5-point Chicago lead. The Bulls with 7 straight wins. Coming off the victory over the New Jersey Nets on Monday night, they are 11-1 here at home. The only loss December 7th. Michael Jordan. So 10 points for Jordan. And the Bulls lead at 28-21. Dumars fouled by Jordan. Hacking ball, Michael getting a piece of the hand of Joe Dumars.
Let's keep an eye on Scottie Pippen up at the top here, just hanging around the perimeter. So many jump shots taken by the Chicago Bulls, and just being there in the right place at the right time as it got knocked loose to Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan very upset with himself on fouling the jump shooter Joe Dumars, but the Chicago Bulls scouting report against Detroit, of course, is the obvious that the Pistons always looking for that 3-point shot, and Michael trying to take Joe off it there committed a foolish foul.
And Joe Dumars, one of the better free-throw shooters in the NBA. Michael Jordan apparently discussing that last foul call with Grant Hill. Great respect between Michael Jordan and Grant Hill. 28-23, the Bulls with the 5-point lead as we come up on 10 seconds to go. First quarter, Steve Kerr has checked in for the first time. And Jordan called for a travel. So not a pleasant stretch here. Michael Jordan.
Well, this has been a directive from the league from the beginning of the season to call more walking violations when they occur. Let's watch him lay a little fake right, go left. Michael did shuffle the feet. He did not like the call by Ron Olesiak and let him know about it. Also, more attention paid to palming the ball and carrying it. So much has been made of Allen Iverson with that particular move.
All right, Terry Mills on the floor along with Laterio Green as Detroit looks to get off this last second shot. Here's Mills. Fired one up from three-point range. Not bad. He rimmed the basket. Not bad for a guy coming off the bench. So after one, here in Chicago, it's the Bulls with a 5-point lead. Grant Hill 4 of 7, 8 points in this opening quarter. And Michael Jordan 4 of 6 for 10. We'll be back in Chicago with the second quarter in just a moment.
How much?
Nothing.
Thanks.
Was lost, but now I'm found.
Yeah, I'd like to call my mom in Cincinnati. I don't think I have enough money. I really need to talk to my mom.
I can help you. Stay on the line.
Hello? Mom?
David? David, is that you?
Mom, can I come home?
If you're lost or stranded, please call an AT&T operator or 1-800-2-BE-SAFE, and we'll give you a free call to the help you need. Blessings of the season from AT&T.
Are you like me? Would you rather be playing hockey than working in this office building? You know that NHL Face-Off 97 was rated best hockey game by EGM. Realistic give and goes and one-timers with icon passing. Less work, more hockey!
Give me a large fry, supersize.
I got it.
It's time to pick the 97 NBA All-Star team.
Anything the kid wants.
And you can vote for your favorite players.
I love that haircut, man.
Where they serve America's favorite fries, McDonald's. Vote today.
It's your world, baby.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. The people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours the very best of everything this holiday season.
This is the NBA on NBC. Happy holidays.
A moment ago, Michael Jordan was called for this as a travel. And here's what he had to say. Here's the response to the official, Ron Olesiak.
It's a crossover. That's what y'all
Well, Michael giving the definitive explanation there, saying, hey, it's a crossover move. The left foot was the pivot foot. Fake right, go left, little crossover move. And now after we've seen it 4 or 5 times, I think that left foot was still, and it was not a walk. But in the eyes of the official, a lot of times they make walking call violations just because something looks amiss.
And as you mentioned, there is a bit more pressure to make these calls. They're trying to cut out the palming and the traveling violations. 28-23, the Bulls with the lead. Detroit 10 of 18 from the field in the first quarter, and Chicago 12 for 20. Jordan with Kern, Pippen, Rodman, and Kukoc on the floor for Phil Jackson. And here's Pippen. He's had the hot hand. Grant Long reaching for that rebound and was tripped up by Dennis Rodman.
Very tentative trip that time by the Bulls with their triangle offense. Everybody out of sync there. One of the reasons for that is they haven't had a lot of practice time. And about a week ago in Philadelphia, Tex Winter, the assistant coach for Chicago, the master and architect of the triangle, had a big flip. Oh, beautiful move by Grant Hill on a post-up situation, which is something that he should probably do more of instead of always facing the basket.
Just Tex Winter not pleased about the ball movement from time to time this season.
really fallen in love with the jump shot now. He's just shooting it at every opportunity.
4 of 7 overall for Pippen. Nice ball movement by the Pistons. Green. And Pippen with the rebound. Tony Kukoc in the starting lineup tonight at the center position is going with the smaller lineup against the Pistons. Another offensive board for Rodman. And the foul against the Bulls. It's on Pippen. Offensive foul. Scotty would not hand the ball over to the official, Scott Foster. Phil Jackson has not been happy with the officiating here in the first quarter. Phil Jackson took over the Bulls back in 1989 from Doug Collins after serving as an assistant under Doug, and there is no great love between the two. Here's Hill able to penetrate, and Grant Hill has taken over. He now has 12, and it leads to a Chicago timeout. We are early second quarter. The Bulls 28 and the Pistons 27.
You cannot be serious.
Seriously, no linesman. The Nike Cup, Saturday.
The styling of the Acura CL Luxury Coupe was designed with the old rule in mind that you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And here to break that rule is the new 3.0 CL. With a new 200 horsepower V6, it lets the CL make a second impression even more powerful than the first.
Give me a large fry, supersize.
I got it.
It's time to pick the 97 NBA All-Star team.
Anything the kid wants,
And you can vote for your favorite players.
I love that haircut, man.
Where they serve America's favorite fries, McDonald's. Vote today.
It's your world, baby.
On Super Bowl Sunday, Publishers Clearinghouse could surprise you with $10 million live on TV.
Let's go.
The bad news is we might catch you off guard. The good news is...
Well, look at this.
Who cares?
The Sprite bottle. It's big. It's real big. But it ain't that big.
What are you expecting? Grant Hill?
Play the Under the Cap game, and you can win free Sprite or authentic Hill or Hardaway jerseys.
He'll get me this shirt personally, says he likes my moves. Penny's my cousin.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Sprite. Image is nothing. Thirst is everything. Obey your thirst. Sprite. By Acura, who invites you to test drive the new CL Luxury Sports Coupe. And by U.S. Navy. Navy, let the journey begin.
Well, Doug Collins and the Detroit Pistons, desperately looking for some kind of a post-up game, have gone to Grant Hill. You see the damage he does in and around the basket with his driving ability. The last two hoops for Grant Hill, excellent post position against Tony Kukoc. And then Tony Kukoc just does not have the lateral movement to keep Grant Hill from getting to the basket. But Grant has to continually keep looking from time to time for that perimeter shot to keep defenses honest.
2 minutes gone by in the second quarter, and the Bulls lead 28-27. Kerr coming off the pick, but Green is right with him. Here's Jordan trying to rub off Dumars and draws the foul. Well, coming up at halftime, be sure to catch the year in sports. Join us as we take a special look back at 1996, and what a terrific year it's been. You can relive all the drama and excitement of this year's unbelievable and unforgettable moments. That's the year in sports coming up at halftime right here on NBC. Michael Jordan, an 84% free throw shooter, comes in averaging just under 31 per game. He leads the NBA in scoring.
Michael still gets his 7 or 8 free throws a game on average, but he doesn't really drive to the basket unless it's needed in a particular section of a ball game. That's where the maturity has come in for Michael Jordan, where in his younger days he used to just fly through the air, take the ball to the basket with reckless abandon, didn't care, wanted to get to the line 15, 16 times.
Shot clock at 5. And Hill able to spin his way back comes Kukoc, but the Pistons able to get back on the transition. Open shot for Kerr.
Steve didn't realize how open he was. He was just going to pass the ball back out top, but all the Chicago players were underneath the basket, so why not launch it?
Bulls lead by 5. Dumars and Green out the guards. Hill with Long and Mills up front. Long. Rodman tried to draw the foul. And here's Long. Couple of good opportunities by the Pistons, but they did not hit. 8 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in this first half from Chicago. Here's Pippen, up 3 for Scottie Pippen. He has 12 points, and it opens up an 8-point Bulls. Earlier today here on NBC, the Lakers defeated the Suns 108-87. So the Lakers move into a first-place tie with Seattle with a record of 20-9. Shaquille O'Neal with 26 points. Eddie Jones had 24.
We saw Joe Dumars and Terry Mills trying to set up a little two-man game, a little pick and pop to get Mills open at the three-point line, but the Bulls wisely switch on the play, and Terry Mills had Michael Jordan on him and still stood out on the perimeter. He's got to go inside at that point.
Well, Mills with the save to slap it away from Jordan. So the Pistons not able to hit from downtown. Mills stripped. Play by Kerr. Last touch, though, by Chicago.
Terry Mills getting a little aggressive around the basket, going in there, but Steve Kerr reaching in and knocking loose. And Terry Mills shouldn't be thought of as just a three-point shooter. He has a post game and is an excellent passer when the ball goes inside to him, but he is so comfortable beyond that arc at this point in the season.
And as you can see, the Pistons only 1 of 6 from three-point range this evening. There's a crossover, although Hill lost it off his foot. And the pass for Long, but it's a 3-second violation.
I can't tell you how good that defense is by Scottie Pippen, guarding a guy like Grant Hill who has all those moves, all that ability to get the basket. And for the most part, Scottie Pippen has made him at least pull up from getting all the way to that rim.
Doug Collins screaming to his club, we got to get some movement, guys. Here's Kerr. Steve Kerr's hit 2 in a row. And the Bulls now lead by 10. 9-0 by Chicago, and they have their biggest lead of the game. Timeout taken by Detroit. 7:32 left in this first half. Chicago by 10. We'll be back in a moment.
Company wishes you and yours a very happy holiday season.
Sales, Joe! There's always a future in sales!
Just think, Joe, you're gonna be your own boss!
Joe, plastics last forever!
Joe, let's not call it a pyramid scheme.
Emu, Joe. It's the pork of the future.
Lots of career opportunities, one car. Make it a good one. The Civic Sedan from Honda.
Joe, 12 men, 1 boat. What could be better?
A major television event only on NBC. The Wreck in 3D.
Oh my gosh! Well, a solid first half from Michael Jordan. check out the stat line. 4 of 6 from the field for his 12 points. Matt, you were discussing how Michael has made adjustments, 8 scoring titles to lead the way in that department, but he's changed his game in recent years. We talked about that with one of Michael's longtime opponents, Joe Dumars.
His game has evolved over the years, too, though. He's not about the spectacular play as much as he used to be. He's a little bit more subtle in his movements now, and it's tougher to gear up for that, because he's not going to go out there and do anything that just wow you every time. He's going to set you up slowly. He's going to do what it takes to get the job done. He's very tough to guard now, probably more so now than it used to be.
And Joe was part of the Bad Boys back in the 80s, along with Isaiah Thomas, Vinnie Johnson, Bill Laimbeer, Dennis Rodman, John Sally, who had the Jordan rules. Don't let Michael get into the lane and elevate. Foul him legally, but foul him hard, and just don't give him any kind of dunks. Now Michael has become pretty much of a jump shooter.
Strange to hear the name Joe Dumars mentioned among the Bad Boys. He had a membership card, but I think that was about as far as it went. And the ball back to the Pistons. 7 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the first half. Marv Albert, Matt Dukas, and Ahmad Rashad from Chicago. 10-point lead for the Bulls. We were talking earlier about the strength of this Detroit team, aside from their defensive play, the fact they're hitting the three-point shot. That has not been the case, though, thus far tonight. Otis Thorpe back on the floor, being played by Dennis Rodman. Nice move by Thorpe. And Rodman with the rebound. That's 7 rebounds for Rodman. Here's Pippen. He'll got it from behind, but Pippen is right there to follow. What a play, though, by Grant Hill.
Terrific recovery by Grant Hill, but what Doug Collins will be upset about, none of the other Pistons hustled back to follow up in the play. Took it for granted it would be a lay-in.
11-0 run by Chicago. They want more. Scottie Pippen has opened up a 14-point lead. And a standing ovation for the Bulls.
Well, if you get careless with the ball or give up a clean defensive rebound, this is what the Chicago Bulls will do to you. Terrific block by Grant Hill, but Scottie Pippen not taking it for granted. Follows up as the Pistons slow getting back. And here the outlet to Scottie Pippen for the breakaway.
It's one of the most comfortable cars I've ever driven.
People love talking about Ford Taurus.
It's fun to drive. It really is.
With Taurus, you fit in no matter what size you are.
I'm big.
I'm surprised by how much room there is inside it.
Everybody in my family's big.
Just turn the wheel a fraction of an inch. The car responds.
There's a lot more room.
It's designed so I don't have to search for anything. The seats feel like they wrap around you.
It's a state-of-the-art car.
Ford Taurus, the best-selling car in America, starting at $18,545.
This car is a pleasure to drive.
I have fun.
Excuse me, think your disposable razor shaves as comfortably as his Gillette Sensor XL?
Yeah.
Well, try Sensor XL. It'll change your mind. After one shave with Sensor XL, we bet you don't go back. Because only Sensor XL has protective microfins for extra comfort.
Wow.
And self-adjusting blades for extra closeness. Disposables don't. And Sensor XL gives more shaves per blade than any disposable. Excuse me. Take the Sensor XL challenge. Bet you don't go back to disposables.
Hey, I want my Sensor XL back. Hey, hey!
Rolling Stone is calling The People vs. Larry Flint the best picture of the year.
Hallelujah!
The New York Times calls it a blazing triumph.
All I do is publish a magazine!
I'd rather have a man that stands up for what he believes in.
Nominated for 5 Golden Globes.
Jeez.
Including Best Director.
We're breaking taboos.
Is that the Tin Man?
And Best Picture.
Mr. Flint, you are a handful. I know, Your Honor.
The People vs. Larry Flint. Rated R. Now in Los Angeles. Friday in other cities.
On Chicago Suns, brother Billy's an independent entrepreneur. Today, he's representing a model.
Hi, this is my brother Harry. Here are the photographs you wanted. Well, thanks for dropping these by. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye. Hello.
Chicago Suns coming to NBC Wednesdays in 2 weeks.
I'm Dan Hicks in New York. Coming up on the Prudential Halftime Report, we'll take a look back at the year in sports, the many memorable moments, which of course includes the Chicago Bulls winning over 70 games and the NBA title. Bob Costas joins us for that. We'll have highlights of the early game as well here on NBC between the Lakers and the Suns. And we'll get the thoughts of Julius and Peter Vesey on the first half of Detroit and Chicago. The Bulls lead at 41-27 as we rejoin Marv Albert, Matt Gukas, and Ahmad Rashad.
All right, thank you, Dan. 13-0 run by Chicago, and they have their biggest lead of the night. Scottie Pippen, instrumental, 16 points in all, 7 points during the course of the run.
And Scottie Pippen came out shooting jumpers and making the jump shots, and it's almost taken too many, making 7 of them, or I should say 5 of them from the perimeter. They got those the breakaway dunk and the follow-up shot, and more importantly, the defensive job he's doing on Grant Hill, who is 6 for 10 from the field, which is good, and Hill with some spectacular moves, but no assists for Grant Hill.
And a pushing foul is called. The Pistons have missed their last 5 shots. They've gone nearly 4 minutes without a point. How do you play Scottie Pippen? Well, let's check out the Matt Gukas scouting report.
Well, Scottie Pippen, much like Grant Hill, the point forward, does most of the ball handling, loves to get out of that open floor, loves to make passes to his teammates, and even though Scottie will take a lot of jump shots, as a defensive team, you'd rather see him do that than get to the basket.
Offensive foul called on Hill. The ball will go back to the Bulls. The Chicago Bulls looking for their 8th straight win. A record of 24-3. That's the best record in the NBA, leading the Central Division by 3 games over Detroit. And 24-3 equals last season's Bulls for the best record after 27 games in the history of the Chicago franchise. Final seconds of the shot clock, and it is a 3-second violation. However, Matt, to stay on track with last year's team, the Bulls would have to win the next 17 games because they were at one point 41-3.
And talking with Jimmy Rogers, their assistant coach, before the game, saying, hey, we are not even playing our best basketball right now. It is all ahead of us. And keep in mind, they don't have Luke Longley, who is a big part of their team.
Yes, Luke, who probably will not try his hand at aquatic events for some time. And that is the first Detroit bucket in 5 minutes. Bulls now lead 41-29. So Joe Dumars with 8 points. Off the steal, here comes Hunter. Pippen back. Hunter challenges and is able to go all the way. Lindsey Hunter in his 4th year out of Jackson State is averaging 14 a game. Bulls 41, Pistons 31. Jordan for 3. And a loose ball foul on Kukoc.
Michael Jordan on the post-up, and the Pistons make a concerted effort to take him out of that, forcing the turnover as the Pistons getting one of their rare fast break baskets, only their 2nd one of this ball game. Michael Jordan a little frustrated right now, a little bit out himself for that turnover, a little unhappy with the way that the Bulls are executing in their half court.
Now the matchup, Kukoc defending against Hill, trying the crossover, went off the foot on Kukoc. Here's the lead for Washington.
How about that defensive play by Tony Kukoc after, I think I said earlier, he doesn't have the lateral movement to stay with Grant Hill. Well, he doesn't, but he does have long arms and able to come up with that steal and start the break.
And that was assist number 6 for Kukoc, setting up Rodman. Rodman with a 2nd field goal. Otis Thorpe, yes. Otis Thorpe, who has been the starting center last season. Detroit went with Don Reed, a rookie out of Georgetown. It was the last pick in the 95 draft. Ended up starting 46 games at center. This year, Reed is not playing much. Kukoc for 3. 7 points for Tony Kukoc.
Well, you talk so much about Jordan and Pippen and Rodman and what they do for the Chicago Bulls, but Tony Kukoc coming off the bench, starting in this one, such a valuable player for these Chicago Bulls in so many different areas.
The Bulls lead by 13, 3:20 to go, first half. Hunter out of not an artistically play, but Hunter was afraid he was about to travel, so had to get rid of the ball.
I talked to Lindsay earlier. He said that he really felt he improved his little intermediate game, driving to the basket, taking non-3-point shots. Worked hard in the offseason on that part of his game and has improved it, but still relies heavily on that free throw.
Beautiful move by Hill, but at the last instant he was turned back. Battle down low between Jordan and Dumas. Curve for three. And just, well, apparently an air ball carries out of bounds. Might have grazed the rim as it went out.
And Michael barking at Steve Kerr there. First of all, he had post position. Steve unable to create a good passing angle to get it inside and then launched a very poor shot. Michael, let him hear about it.
The Bulls have a 13-point lead. 2.5 to go in this first half. Reaching foul is called. Foul on Kukoc.
Well, Tony Kukoc gets a lot of ribbing from his teammates about his defense. I'm sure he will remind them that he just took the ball off one of the best players in basketball, Grant Hill. And Tony, an excellent passer in every situation out on the floor, always has that head up and likes to pass the ball.
Try to lose Jordan off a pick, could not. Here's a three-point shot by Hill. Rebounded by Jordan. Oh, stolen by Hill. Hill able to get down court to get it back. Dumas. Stay right here, says Ronalesiak, and a blocking foul on Jordan for Michael. That is his second foul.
Grant Hill taking a rare three-point shot, trying to get some kind of scoring going for the Pistons, but then, like a free safety in football, getting back in the middle of the floor, and with that athletic ability, able to get high in the air. Grant should know something about football, and Calvin carried the pigskin quite well in his career.
Calvin Hill did it at Yale and then in the NFL for the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins. Rodman called for the foul. That is his second. And for the Bulls, their 15th foul. So they are over the limit. And Grant Hill to the line for the first time. Rodman going with the multi-colored holiday look.
This is an uncharacteristic game for Grant Hill, and I think he almost has the mentality he's trying to do so much in the scoring area, as they know that is so important against Chicago. This is just his first and second time at the free throw line where he is a frequent visitor. He only has one rebound and no assist, and that's usually where he helps his ball club a great deal.
He is the high man, though, for the Pistons with 14. Jordan. Rebounded by Long with 1:45 left, first half. Detroit with the ball down by 11. They are only 1 of 8, though, from three-point range, and they have been on fire from downtown, leading the NBA in that department. It's way off. That was a forced three. Rodman hustles for the rebound. Pippen. Way off after beating both Thorpe and Hunter. Now, Hunter moves back in a hurry. Chicago did not get back. And a loose ball foul is called, and Rodman is upset. Foul on Dennis. That's his third. Oh, this could be a delay of game.
Here, Dennis Rodman trying to get in there, push people out of the way, trying to get Grant Long too far underneath the basket and caught for the little shove. Very unhappy, and this has been a big problem for Dennis, not only this year, but throughout his career. Talking about uncharacteristic, Mark, the only substitution that Chicago has made has been Steve Kerr for Ron Harper. Everybody else in that starting five has gone all the way in this first half. Usually, Phil Jackson goes to his bench quite often. And now we see Jason Caffey ready to come in.
Still upset, still discussing it, and very fortunate the officials were compassionate. They could have hit him either with a technical or a delay of game because he put the ball down at the other end of the court, and now Phil Jackson decides to sit Rodman down. Jason Caffey, as you mentioned, checks in, as does Judd Bushler. And Scottie Pippen will get a rest. 16 points for Pippen. Grant Hill sitting down with 14.
Grant has gone all the way up until this point, and Joe Dumars so far has played every minute in his first half.
1:15 left in the half. The Bulls lead by 10. Jordan being played by Dumars. Thorpe jumping out on a switch to help. This is Caffey. Jordan for three. Rebounded by Caffey. And the Bulls have been in command on the offensive glass. Kukoc guarded by Long. Good look from Kerr. It counts. The foul. Jason Caffey, second-year player from Alabama, first-round draft pick a year ago. Able to hit. He'll go to the line.
Nice heads-up play by Steve Kerr, who was actually looking over to the right wing for Tony Kukoc on that little pick-and-pop play and got bopped in the face, which kept him from making the pass, and then he was able to find Caffey all alone underneath as the Piston defense, usually very sharp, falling asleep on many occasions in this first half.
Matt, I love when you go with that strong basketball terminology, bopped in the face. 35 seconds remaining in the first half. Gets the shot off. Crowd looking for a treble. Well, moments ago, you saw Dennis Rodman in a heated exchange with the officials. Here's what he had to say.
Letting the official know that they're holding him at the other end at his offensive rebounding end, which is what you're supposed to do. Well, Luke Longley looking on there, but that's not why Dennis was called for his third foul. He was called for pushing Grant Long from behind, but Dennis always kind of on the periphery of things, thinking about past situations.
Ron Harper is back. Dennis Rodman, former Detroit Pistons, spent 7 years with Detroit, key member of their two NBA championship teams. 49-37 Chicago. Now to 25 seconds left in the half, and the ball back to the Pistons. Michael Curry, who checked in a moment ago, will inbound, but now Grant Hill, Terry Mills make their return. Doug Collins looking for some offense. Thorpe and Long will depart. Down to 20 seconds in the first half. Works the clock down to 10. Now they'll start the play. Hunter for three. So time runs out in this first half here in Chicago. Detroit 1 of 10 from three-point range. That is a key factor. Scottie Pippen, 7 of 11, 16 points, 7 rebounds. Michael Jordan with 12, along with 5 rebounds. Grant Hill leading Detroit with 14. Stay tuned for the Prudential halftime report right after these messages.
You think I'm going to dunk? I unleash my reverse layup. You think I'm going to dunk? I unfold my jump hook. You think I'm going to dunk? I serve up my fall-away jumper. You think I'm gonna dunk? You think too much. You see, this is my planet.
Jesse, you're next.
I'm all yours.
Save it for the stage, Romeo.
Carol always gives it to me straight. Like when she told me about my...
I told him about Head & Shoulders. Regular shampoos just rinse flakes away so they could come back. Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes from even forming. You see the difference? You look great.
Thanks, but will it get me this part?
Couldn't hurt.
Head & Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes.
Hey, break a leg.
It begins with a step away from the known and a step towards the unknown. It will take you to ports halfway around the world and into uncharted waters deep inside yourself. Above all, it will demand your honor, your courage, and your commitment. It's your journey, Start it in the right direction. Call 1-800-USA-NAVY. Let the journey begin.
What tough is? It's the wide open spaces of the world's only standard third door. What tough does? What tough is? It's the biggest box and the highest maximum V8 payload. What tough does? Tough is what tough does. The new Ford F-150. Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Built Ford Tough.
Sunday at 12 noon Eastern, a rematch of last year's AFC Championship thriller. Indianapolis, Captain Comeback and the Colts are looking for redemption. Pittsburgh, Jerome Bettis and the Steelers start their run for another Super Bowl shot. The AFC Wild Card Game, Sunday at 12 noon Eastern on NBC. This is the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by Prudential. Live well, make a plan, be your own rock.
Halftime in Chicago with the Bulls leading the Detroit Pistons 49-37 by 12. Scottie Pippen with 16, Michael Jordan with 12 to lead the Bulls. Grant Hill leads the Pistons with 14 points. And we welcome you to our New York studios, everybody. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Dan Hicks with the doctor and Peter Vesey. And let's talk about this first half in Chicago. It was interesting strategy employed by Phil Jackson, starting Tony Kukoc for just the second time this year.
Well, you know, this is where the impact of a coach comes into play. Phil Jackson, Coach of the Year last year, has decided to start a non-center lineup, playing against a team that traditionally starts a non-center, and he's out-rebounding them, he's outscoring them. He has sacrificed his bench scoring, though, in the process. So we're going to see whether this Christmas Day strategy is really going to be effective in the fourth quarter if the game is close.
I could see them coming back strong in the second half if Grant Hill takes over. But Grant Hill is very difficult for him to do it. This is the toughest team for him to play against because he has to exert his energy at both ends of the floor. Usually Doug Collins likes to play him against an opponent's worst offensive player. He'd love to put him on Ron Harper. Can't do it. He's got to guard Scottie Pippen. Pippen's got 16. Hill has 14. But again, if it's close, I look for Hill to find that energy and make it work.
Okay, guys, in the first game of our doubleheader, the Los Angeles Lakers ran away from the Phoenix Suns in the fourth quarter, winning 108-87. It was the third straight win for Dale Harris's Lakers over the Suns. They took control early. Eldon Campbell gets the rebound, and then watch the outlet to Nick Van Exel, who leads Eddie Jones for the jam. The Lakers led by 9 after 1 and by 6 at halftime. Shaquille O'Neal, another quality game for him, working the baseline turnaround over Hot Rod Williams. It was the Lakers by 10 at that point, 63-53. Kevin Johnson's pass picked off by the NBA leader in steals, Eddie Jones. He scored half of his 24 during an 8-minute stretch in the third. Danny Ainge had no answers. Lakers sealed this one with a 12-0 run in the fourth quarter. Shaq on the turnaround once again. He led Los Angeles with 26 points, also pulled down 16 rebounds. The Lakers win their 6th straight. They are a perfect 8-0 against Pacific Division opponents this season. A reminder that the NFL playoffs begin this weekend. On Sunday, we'll have the Indianapolis Colts visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers. The NFL on NBC gets things underway at noon Eastern time. And remember, these same two teams played a memorable AFC Championship game last season. In fact, that's one of the images you'll see in our Year in Sports 1996. Bob Costas will take us through that after a message from Prudential and a word from the NBA.
Prudential has helped protect and support families for over 120 years. With the largest capital base of any life insurance company in America. We've always been there for families, paying over 85 million claims. Today, Prudential touches 1 out of every 5 people in America. People think we have quite a history, but all we've ever really done is help insure the future. The Rock, we've been there, we'll be there.
No one taught me more about teamwork than my dad. They called him Mr. Mean because he never smiled. He didn't smile when he volunteered to coach the kids in the neighborhood. He didn't smile when he drove the team to every game. Or when he worked with kids for hours on his own time. He showed me anyone can make a difference if they just get involved. I'll tell you something else about my dad. He's got a great smile.
Team up with your community.
Yeah.
His dad taught him to swing before he was 2.
You know, I have a lot to learn.
3 NCAA championships, 1 U.S. amateur,
I think that I can get better.
and 9 PGA Tour victories later.
No matter how many times a player has won, it's still never enough.
Hi, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everyone. With the Bulls and Pistons at halftime, and with the calendar now in the last days of its fourth quarter, we'd like to take a few minutes here to look back at the year in sports. By now, there's no escaping the problems that plague sports, but for all the crassness and hype, there are still the moments of authenticity, the good stuff that shines through it all, proof that sports still holds the possibility of real excitement and drama, and on occasion, produces performances and images that truly move us. Here then a glimpse back at some of what resonates from the year in sports, 1996.
The Cornhuskers have made football history. It is. He caught it. He caught the ball. No, they rule incomplete. O'Donnell over the middle. Intercepted wide open is Larry Brown. No one
Cigar assumes the crown of immortality.
It's good.
Great speed, it's in.
In right field, Tarasco going back to the track, to the wall. And what happens here? He contends that a fan reaches up and touches it. But Richie Garcia says no, it's a home run.
It is gone! A 3-run home run! Yankees win! Go! Yankees win! 70 has become a reality for the Chicago Bulls.
This has been the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by Prudential. Live well, make a plan, be your own rock.
We look to the night sky as the end of one day and the promise of another. But this February,
4 miles across, and it's traveling 16 miles per second toward us. If we don't stop it, millions of people will die.
you've braved twisters, earthquakes, and towering infernos. But can you survive them all in one night? Asteroid, NBC February. What Inspector Roper knows.
It has been decided that you will take on a new partner.
Oh, Captain.
They don't teach in books.
Tell me what you see. They see a scum behind the counter with a sword off. There's a female hostage down, and there's a special on toilet paper 4 for $1.29.
What he's capable of, they don't recommend at the Academy. Eddie Murphy.
This is it. This is your ride. Oh, come on now. Who am I, Red Fox?
Metro. Rated R. Starts Friday, January 17th.
Mazda now. It's year-end clearance time. Every Mazda 4.8 for 48 months. Mazda now. Like Protege. This price, these terms. 626. This price, same terms. MPV. Well-equipped and just 4.8 for 48 months. Counting down. Year-end clearance ends January 2nd.
Channel 4's Newsbeat, where local news comes first. Go for it.
You're watching the NBA on NBC.
Back in Chicago, the Bulls with a 49-37 lead on the Pistons. At halftime, Marv Albert along with Matt Gukas and Ahmad Rashad, and only a 14-point second quarter for the Detroit Pistons. And looking at it from their point of view, they just did not hit the threes and were getting killed off the boards in that first half.
Well, and that particularly upsets you with the rebounding, because it's just a matter of being out-hustled and out-quicked and giving up 9 offensive rebounds for 14 points and the 1 for 10 three-point shooting. Keep in mind, Detroit, the best in the league at 45%, and none of the shots have looked that good.
All right, let's take a look at the Miller Lite halftime statistics. First, the individual scoring rundown, and for the Chicago Bulls, Scottie Pippen with 16 points in all. An excellent all-around half, 7 of 11 from the field, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Michael Jordan with 12 points on 4 of 9. And Tony Kukoc, a starter today, 7 points along with 6 assists. While the Pistons from two-point range at 54%. And Matt is, as you touched on, three-point shooting 1 of 10 for 10%.
And the only one coming right here, Lindsey Hunter finding the mark, but the ball not going inside enough and drawing the defense to get some shots in rhythm, either with 1 pass out or making the 2 extra pass. There's that one by Lindsey Hunter, although they have tried all over the court, just not able to get it.
All right, moments ago, Ahmad chatted with Detroit head coach Doug Collins. Let's go to Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Marv. Doug, down by 12 at halftime. Seems like you guys are having a little bit of problem getting into your offense.
I don't think that's it, Ahmad. I would like to think that was it. It's second shots for points and points off turnovers. We got out-rebounded 24-10. They have 15 points on the offensive boards. They have 12 points off our turnovers. So is our offense pretty? No. But to me, the difference in the game is they're imposing their will on us.
You were a little bit concerned early in the first quarter about him being a little bit passive.
Well, you know, when you play a championship team, they look at you, and they get that championship look, and you got to be able to look back. And when you get banged, you got to be able to stand there, and you got to be able to deliver it back. And right now, I just don't think we're standing up to the Bulls like I'd like for us to. We've got to be a lot more aggressive, Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Doug.
Okay.
All right, back to you, Marv.
All right, thank you, Ahmad. And what was most damaging to the Pistons, a 13-0 run at one stretch over a 5-minute period in the first half. We'll be right back.
Unchain my heart, and baby, let me go. Unchain my heart, 'cause you don't love me no more.
Eldorado Touring Coupe with the 300 horsepower North Star system.
Isn't it time you lived without limits?
People call you guys bunny spotters, is that right?
Bunny spotters. I think that it trivializes what we do. It's much larger than that.
I mean, once you've seen it, you can never go back. There's no other pink like that. Who's been through here?
Bum,
You
bum,
see anything yet?
bum, 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 bum.
I've seen it 16 times. To watch somebody find it, see it for the first time.
Whoa! I feel very fortunate to be here because, you know, when we're all gone, it's still going to be out there.
NBC Thursday, the holiday hits continue with Friends. And after a revealing single guy, my God, the show destined to become a classic, Bizarro Seinfeld.
Who lives in the backwards bizarro world?
Plus a special Thursday, men behaving badly.
There's a handsome man in my spoon.
Must-see TV, NBC Thursday.
Back in Chicago, you may have noticed a new perspective that we have presented here tonight, the NBA on NBC Aircam. It is an apparatus located high above the arena which can track the players via remote control, a device nurtured along by Dick Ebersol, the most powerful man in sports, for this week's Sporting News poll. And Matt, for some reason, you were not on that list. An outrage! But Dick and his technical staff have been working on this the past 6 years, and it has provided a different view that we hope that you're enjoying. It's gotten Matt dizzy on a number of occasions, but that's Matt. Nothing at all to do with the technical skills of our staff. Third quarter underway. The Bulls 49 and the Pistons 37.
Hey, that Grant Hill with 6 for 12, very respectable. The rest of the team just 9 for 24. And Grant Hill, no assists, mainly because the Bulls have been able to single cover him primarily with Scottie Pippen. He's been unable to get his teammates involved.
That was knocked away from Otis Thorpe. The travel was waved off. Grant Hill played by Scottie Pippen. Grant Long puts the move on Dennis Rodman. Shot clock running down. And here's Hunter for 3. They could not buy one from downtown. Harper was down on the floor. Was able to pop up to take that back tap. Jordan. And a loose ball foul. Foul on Otis Thorpe, battling with Dennis Rodman.
Well, Otis Thorpe, a good defensive rebounder. His natural instinct is just to go for the basketball. But when you're playing against Dennis Rodman, whoever is around him has to block him out. Whether it's Otis Thorpe or Grant Long, he just can't get free runs at the offensive glass like that. Otis Thorpe goes to the bench.
Otis Thorpe replaced by Don Reed, the second-year player from Georgetown. Pippen. And it'll count. Goaltending is called. Don Reed, the last pick in the 1995 draft. 58th selection, but as we mentioned earlier, ended up starting 46 games at center. And the Pistons went 30-16 in those 46 games. Don Reed and his agent like to point out, I'm sure, on a number of occasions. Another 3, and the Pistons finally hit from downtown. Lindsey Hunter with 11 points. 51-40 Chicago. And Phil Jackson has opened up with Michael Jordan, Ron Harper at the guard, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and Tony Kukoc on the front line. Kukoc making only a second start of the season. Jordan able to keep it alive. Keeps the dribble going, and then fires.
Well, there it is again, Michael Jordan. He's going to do this to a lot of people. He's just still too quick and able to out-hustle the Pistons for that loose rebound.
And as Ahmad mentioned earlier, Jordan feels he is quicker this season. Lost about 5 or 206 pounds, did not play as much basketball as he did going into the previous season. Pippen passed on the three and then tied up and fouled by Hunter.
Well, Tony Kukoc was forced to take an off-balance shot, and it appeared that Grant Hill had that rebounding position, and then the ball just coming loose, and really nothing Lindsey Hunter could do there. Michael Jordan, the quick, strong hands, able to pick it up.
Bill Wennington has come on for the first time. For the matchup now at center, Wennington and Reed. Dumars in a discussion with Jess Kersey. Foul on Dumars. That is his second. Pippen using the Wennington screen. Jordan with the fadeaway. And a friendly rim for Michael Jordan, who now has 16 points.
Well, that was good execution that time by the Bulls offense, and I guess it's always going to be good when the ball winds up in the hands of Michael Jordan, who can just make that one-on-one move, rise above everybody else to get the jumper.
Well said, Matt.
Boy, you got to get it out quick when he drives. He has that sneaky quick dunk.
16 points for Hill. He is on a tear. 7 of 13 overall. He's in his last 3 shots. 18 points for Jordan. And the Bulls by 15. Batted away. Last touch by Jordan. Last season, the Bulls went 4-0 against the Pistons. They have won 17 straight against Detroit. Michael Curry, 3-year man from Georgia Southern, checking back in. Michael Curry has made the rounds, played in 4 countries, the CBA, the USBL. Foul is called, loose ball foul. Off the steal is on Reed. Team 4. The last time the Pistons beat the Bulls in Chicago, March of 1990. The last time the Pistons beat the Bulls anywhere, March of 93. Well, they're working on Grant Hill. On the right leg. Rodman with the tip. Wennington able to keep it alive. They control the offensive glass. And then deflected out. Last touch by the Pistons.
Well, Dennis Rodman continues to roam freely underneath the basketball with nary a blue or teal shirt being put on him, as he's either just keeping the ball alive or getting rebounds in Chicago.
Wennington going last. Biggest lead of the night, a 17-point margin for the Bulls. Saw Grant Hill race from the bench to the scorer's table. He will check back in a moment. 4 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Hunter with the backdoor pass for Reed, and he's fouled. So, Don Reed will go to the line. Let's check in with Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad?
All right, Mark. Grant Hill just sort of re-injured the same wrist he had injured on a dunk earlier in the season. As you can see, he's on his way back into the game now, so he's fine.
And there it is. Just moments ago, Grant Hill able to accelerate and might have hurt himself with that move.
Well, Grant Hill and I'm sure the other Pistons have these opportunities to get to the basket. Not quite as spectacular as that because the Bulls' interior defense is not big. There's no Luke Longley to take up space in there. There's no shot blocker. So the Pistons should be taking every opportunity to get to the basket.
And Scottie Pippen with a 3. He now has 21. Superb shooting by the Bulls. They are 28 for 60. 22 assists on the 28 buckets. Hill now has 18 points.
Well, even though that 5 assists for Detroit, very low, yet they are last in the NBA in assists, mainly because Grant Hill does a lot of scoring. Nobody is passing to him. Here's a wild pass by Bill Wennington. They do get assists on a lot of their three-point shooting, but that's about 8 field goals a game. The rest of it is a lot of one-on-one play by Grant Hill.
It'll be Detroit ball in their front court. Hill met by the double team. Wennington over to help. Hunter. And Long with the follow.
That's what I mean by attacking the basket, getting in there. Even though that shot didn't go for Lindsey Hunter, one of those kinds of shots that he has improved on, it forces the defense to react and then affords some offensive rebounding chances.
Michael Jordan trying to set up in the post area. Rodman. Harper. And for Dennis Rodman, his 6th assist of the game, along with 12 rebounds.
Terrific back pick by Michael Jordan to free up Ron Harper.
And Dumar's foul. Michael Jordan committing his 3rd.
Well, the Chicago Bulls running their offense to a T, and Michael Jordan known for a lot of things in the basketball. Here just making the simple back pick, but it was a crusher as the defense all reacted to that. And then Rodman finding the wide open Ron Harper for the easy one.
The Colts, the Steelers, the AFC wildcard game Sunday on NBC.
Taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. What you think?
Oh, no. Ice.
What the Bravada thinks.
Decrease coefficient of friction, divert torque to adjust wheel velocities.
With its exclusive Smart Track system, the Bravada automatically reacts to changing road conditions. So with no buttons to push or levers to pull, you can let it do the thinking.
Oh, no. Marbles?
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Bud Light, who reminds you that fresh beer tastes better. By Oldsmobile and your local Oldsmobile retailers. And by Nike.
Happy holidays from all of us at NBC Sports. And here in the 3rd quarter, Michael Jordan has taken over. He's hit his last 3 shots.
Well, Michael Jordan, who a lot of people felt was getting tired in second half. Well, he came out to start this 3rd quarter with lively legs, getting to the basket, coming up with loose balls, and really feeling it with the jump shot.
And as you might expect, Michael Jordan is the early leader in the Eastern Conference All-Star voting, followed by Grant Hill. Scottie Pippen also getting his share. Joe Dumars at the free throw line. 9 points for Dumars, 3 of 4 at the line. 6:22 left in the 3rd quarter. The Bulls 64, the Pistons 49. And the Bulls now with Steve Kerr and Michael Jordan at the guards. Bill Wennington up front with Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen.
And Michael Jordan just had something to say to Scottie. Say, hey, you've been making all those jump shots. Had a chance for an assist there, and that one bottomed out. I mean, spun in and fell out.
Hunter from 3. That's their chance to get back into the game by hitting three-pointers, but they have been off. And Hunter overall 3 of 14 from the field. Rodman is fouled. Fouled by Reed. Don Reed with his second. Reminder, Sunday, join NBC Sports for the opening round of the NFL playoffs, the AFC wildcard game, beginning at 12 noon Eastern with the NFL on NBC, and then a rematch of last year's spectacular AFC championship game as Captain Comeback Jim Harbaugh and the Indianapolis Colts go up against Jerome Bettis and the Pittsburgh Steelers, the AFC wild card. That'll be Sunday, starting 12 noon Eastern right here on NBC.
You mentioned, Marv, that maybe the only way the Pistons can get back is with three-point shooting. They're going to have to also do it at the defensive end. Although when the Pistons do get defensive rebounds and force some turnovers, they are still not a good running team, and they don't strike that quickly. It's very tough to come back against any team, let alone the Chicago Bulls.
Pistons 2 of 14 from three-point range. Shot will count. It's a goaltend on Reed.
Well, Dennis Rodman with terrific extension there. I think he had thoughts of possibly finishing off with a dunk with the left hand, was too far out as Reed came over and clearly goaltended the play. As Dennis Rodman very much under control. You know, the Bulls have had some uneven performances lately where they played well for maybe an 8-minute stretch here, a 12-minute stretch there. This is probably one of their best in quite some time.
And Rodman now with 7 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists. Hill blocked by Pippen. Hill. And Hill again. Grant Hill able to hang in. 20 points for Grant. And the Bulls lead 67-52. The double pick. And a foul as Reed reaching in took it out of the hands of Wennington.
Now Bill Wennington getting a running start for that offensive rebound. Since Don Reed has come into the ballgame, he has lent some kind of a physical nature to the game, something the Pistons were missing. As Luke Longley sitting there has said on a number of occasions how embarrassed he was that he feels he has hurt his team by getting in that bottom surfing accident out in California during an early season road trip. He has, because even though Luke Longley is not going to play major minutes and is not necessarily a focal point of this team, he's necessary to their defensive scheme of things by clogging up that lane, being able to play against other big people, and consequently has made other people having to work harder in other areas.
The Bulls 68 and the Pistons 52. It's the second half of our Christmas night doubleheader. Earlier here on NBC, the Lakers defeated the Suns 108-87 in Phoenix. A three-point miss this time by Grant Long. Shaquille O'Neal leading the Los Angeles Lakers with 26 points. And the Lakers move into a first-place tie with the Sonics with a record of 20 up, 9 down.
Well, you look at Scottie Pippen's eyes. He is really enjoying this matchup with Grant Hill. Those two got to see quite a bit of each other as Don Reed on a nice give and go and Dumars finishes off, as those two went at it quite a bit in those Olympic practices before Atlanta this summer, and the people that witnessed it said it was something to see.
14-point Chicago lead. Foul on Reed. Catching Jordan with his shoulder. And Tony Kukoc checking back in. That is a quick 4 fouls on Reed. So Michael Jordan to the line. Scottie Pippen gets a hand from the crowd as he sits down. 21 points, 7 rebounds for Pippen. And a Detroit substitution, first appearance of the game for Theo Ratliff. Replacing Grant Long, Theo Ratliff, a shot blocker. First round draft pick last year out of Wyoming.
Doug Collins was talking at the beginning of the year at training camp with Don Reed and Theo Ratliff that they could be two big men who could gain some playing time if the Pistons could develop some kind of a trap, some kind of a press, because Theo Ratliff will control that basket area, will knock a shot away, something the Pistons don't do often.
How about Michael Jordan missing consecutive free throws? But the Pistons could not take advantage. Now Jordan off the dribble. Wellington. And Ratliff to the loose ball and takes a hit from behind.
And Steve Kerr will let Bill Wennington know all about that. Don't ever fake a pass to a shooter. Steve Kerr was wide open there. Put the hands out. Why would you not pass me that ball, Bill? Because you want to shoot it.
And here is Hill, able to penetrate. Grant Hill with 22. The Bulls lead by 12. Chicago is led by as many as 18. Kukoc for three. Rebounded by Hill. 3-on-1, led by Hill. Leads Reed. Trying to go behind the back. What a bad play that was. Whoa. Rodman. That's a crusher because the Pistons could have been within 10. Instead, they're down by 14.
And no question, the momentum was just shifting ever so slightly, but Don Reed got caught too far underneath the basket. It didn't get his feet straight and able to finish that play.
Oh, Hill hitting the floor hard. He's all right. Foul call on Wennington. And a timeout is coming up.
Grant Hill loves that open floor situation. As soon as he spots daylight, he can get to the rim. And then really a good pass to Don Reed, who just never got his feet together, fumbled the ball, and then just gave Chicago an easy one.
They come from the toughest courts on earth. And people everywhere look up to them for one obvious reason.
Oh!
They're tall. They're real tall.
I bet that hurt, huh? No, it tickled.
Play the Under the Cap game, and you can win free Sprite or authentic Hill or Hardaway jerseys.
Hill gave me this shirt personally, says he likes my moves. Penny's my cousin.
Give me a large fry, supersize.
I got it.
It's time to pick the 97 NBA All-Star team.
Anything the kid wants.
And you can vote for your favorite players.
I love that haircut, man.
Where they serve America's favorite fries, McDonald's. Vote today.
It's your world, baby.
So anyway, I'm playing jet moto, right? And I'm riding on this jet motorcycle, and I'm hurtling through different terrain: snow, concrete, ocean, jungle. I mean, when you got that kind of power between your legs, you don't know what to expect. Anything could happen.
Scottie Pippen and Grant Hill, what are you wishing for this Christmas?
Well, it comes with a nice new uniform.
Scottie Pippen.
And it comes with a plane ticket, first class.
Plus, you get to see lots of old friends.
But you can't buy it.
And it's a gift only the fans can give you.
NBA All-Star balloting begins tomorrow at McDonald's.
So go out and vote for your favorite NBA player.
Are you guys ready for tennis with a twist? How about one serve a point? Ping pong scoring.
No linesman.
No linesman?
Advantage McAdoo.
The Nike Cup, Saturday.
It's the world's most beloved Christmas fairy tale, starring 88 Olympic medalist Debbie Thomas. Chrysler presents The Nutcracker on Ice, New Year's Day on NBC.
It has been an outstanding all-around performance for Dennis Rodman.
Well, the 6 rebounds in the third quarter, 15 overall, the best maybe ever at tipping the ball to himself and controlling. Doesn't jump high, doesn't have to, just able to control the ball and keep it to himself. And when he gets a clean one, loves to start the fast break.
And overall, 9 points, 15 rebounds, and 6 assists, 6 offensive rebounds. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left in the third quarter. The Bulls 70 and the Pistons 56. And a holiday chat between Dennis Rodman and the official Jesse Kersey. 23 points for Grant Hill. Bulls stay the same following the timeout. Michael Jordan with 18 points. Scottie Pippen leading Chicago with 21. Jordan and Hunter able to take it out of the hands of Wennington. Hunter, very impressive.
Well, that's that area that he has improved. Doug Collins upset at halftime with the lack of physical play from his team. Has a couple of physical bodies in there now. Michael Curry and Don Reed. Theo Ratliff, not really that type, more of a finesse, leaper, shot blocker type, but you see a more aggressive type of team at the defensive end right now for Detroit.
And Jordan is being guarded by Michael Curry. The officials confer and they say jump ball. Question who deflected it out. This is Ronald Harper checking back in. And he gives Michael Jordan a rest. So Michael with 18 points. And Grant Hill will sit down.
We were talking earlier about some of the things you have to do to be ready to play the Chicago Bulls. And really what should be at that top of the list, you have to be ready to match their intensity. Doug talked about a little bit at halftime. This is a championship team who checks you out, looks in your eyes, see what you're made of, and then goes about their business accordingly. But you got to be ready to battle in a physical way with the Chicago Bulls.
Bill Wennington departing, leads with 3 points. Randy Brown making his first appearance, local product out of Chicago in his 6th NBA season out of New Mexico State. There he is, number 1. Strong defensive player. 1:25 remaining in this third quarter. And the Bulls control. Screen and foul.
Detroit, the personal foul down Reed.
Foul committed by Reed. That's number 5 on Reed. 5 fouls in 10 minutes.
And this is a terrible foul here. Fouling the jump shooters, I think both players. Michael Curry was there well hitting Kukoc. You'd rather see that take that shot. No, it seems like the Bulls are in control of this ballgame, yet only up 11 points. And in one of those rare occasions for Phil Jackson, he has both Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen on the bench getting a rest. In probably 9, 10, 11 years, that happens very, very rarely for the Chicago Bulls. A chance for Detroit to take advantage of it.
Terry Mills checks back in for the Pistons. He has not been able to get going. He's had the hot hand from three-point range. At one point this season, hit 13 straight three-pointers over a period of 3 games that tied the NBA record. Here is Mills. Ratliff. Nice ball by Theo Ratliff, the second-year player from Wyoming. Bulls try to break, but the Pistons got back. Bulls 72, Pistons 61. Bulls only one of the last 7 from the field. Kukoc facing the double team. Oh, man pass. Got away from Harper.
I said one of those rare times with Pippen and Jordan on the bench together while the game is still in doubt, and it certainly is right now. And a chance for Detroit with 39 seconds left in this third quarter to take a 2-for-1 situation. See if they do it. Lindsey Hunter is now 4 of 16 from the field.
for a final shot of the quarter, down to 15 seconds. Bulls lead by 11. Down to 5. And Kerr hit on a reach-in. Lindsey Hunter called for his second with 4 5/10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And Detroit over the foul limit, so Steve Kerr, one of the best free throw shooters in the league, will shoot 2.
91%ers. Steve way down in three-point shooting this year, down around 10. It's very low for him. 43%. He'll get it up close to 50% before too long.
And Steve Kerr, in terms of the all-time leaders, over 47% from three-point range. That's number 1 in NBA history. And as we talk about his shooting, he misses the first of his 2 free throws. Bulls lead 73-61. Final seconds of the quarter. Picked off by Brown. Here's Kerr. Drilled it, but it will not count. The quarter had ended.
It's a lot of passes in 4.5 seconds. I don't know how anybody thought they could do all this. And Steve Kerr just losing contact here with the clock. Took that extra dribble, and the buzzer sounding way before Steve Kerr was able to launch that shot.
So after 3 in Chicago, the Bulls with a 12-point lead. We'll be back after these words from your local station.
Patience, my little one.
Babies. What happens to them will amaze you. Dateline Friday.
It's the biggest idea in the biggest industry in America. Welcome to AutoNation USA, where for the very first time, you have rights when buying a car. Like the right to choose, the right to feel good about your choice, whether you know cars or not. And finally, you have the right to peace of mind. These are your rights, and you can exercise them freely at AutoNation USA, the better way to buy a car.
Mazda now! It's year-end clearance time. Every Mazda, 4.8 for 48 months. Mazda now! Like Protege. This price, these terms. 626. This price, same terms. MPV, well-equipped and just 4.8 for 48 months. Counting down. Year-end clearance ends January 2nd.
Channel 4 wishes you a Merry Christmas.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
Ahmad Rashad back at the United Center. Now, just at the end of the third quarter, you see Phil Jackson coming down to take a seat next to Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. Now, there's a reason for that, see? Now, I talked to Chip Schaefer. He told me that because their team is so old, they want to make sure that everybody is comfortable. So they travel with these black seat cushions all across the league, not only here at the United Center, but all over the league. They travel with these cushions, and they say it takes the pressure off the players' legs and their back. And also, just for an added measure, it also gives them better sitting posture. So Phil leaving to take a seat there to take a little pressure off his knees, Marv.
That is why he is the Zen master. I'm not talking about Ahmad.
We have to get our order in.
Yes. Well, Grant Hill opens up this fourth quarter. He now has 25, and the Bulls lead 73-63. So the Pistons able to hang around. They've trailed by as many as 18. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen are back on the floor. After a brief rest, here's Pippen. Scottie Pippen with a three-pointer, 24 for Pippen. And the Bulls now lead by 13 points. Of significance over the first three quarters, Detroit with only 7 assists. Chicago with 25 of the 29 field goals. And here's Kukoc. Rebound Rodman. Finding Kukoc. Another assist. And another field goal. Dennis Rodman with 17 rebounds.
And Doug Collins particularly upset with Terry Mills right now for not laying the body either back or front on Dennis Rodman to keep him off the glass. That has been a killer along with the horrible three-point shooting for Detroit.
And here's Harden way downtown. Oh, look out. Hill again hitting the floor. He and Rodman involved in a collision. And last touch by Rodman. The Pistons now 2 of 16 from three-point range. They came into tonight 45% in that department, leading the NBA.
No, that's going to happen to jump shooting teams. They're not going to be able to shoot 45 and 50% from three-point range. But the Pistons' concerns is they don't have an inside game. They can force people to react to them down low.
Well, Thorpe able to field the air ball thrown by Hill, and the Bulls now lead 78-65. Quick release by Pippen, and Jordan not boxed out.
Now, Scottie Pippen has the green light, and rightly so, the way he has shot the ball throughout this ball game. And when he is making his perimeter shot, you know you're going to get the rest of the package from Scottie as far as passing, rebounding, and defense.
Otis Thorpe again. He now has 11. And the Bulls now lead by 13. Michael Jordan goes to a series of spins and finds Randy Brown. And last touch by Hill.
Or the basket. Once again, Dennis Rodman doing his damage around the glass. Just a little shove to get Terry Mills out of there, as Mills did not make enough contact. But Dennis Rodman is just so active around the glass, always moving, always banging around. And that time, no chance at all of getting the rebound, but make sure he took the body of Grant Hill out.
And that captures Dennis. That is his personal Christmas card. Happy holidays, it says, from Dennis Rodman.
Season's greetings from the NBA.
More than this, I did it my way.
There's over 2 million miles of paved road out there, but you're not obligated to drive on any of it. Tacoma 4x4, Toyota trucks always come through.
This January 17th, Slot wants to go in. Eddie Murphy is working Metro.
Can I have a dozen donuts, please?
Strategies in hostage situations.
I'm a negotiator. I have no gun, see? Give me my car, man.
You want a hardtop or convertible?
Eddie Murphy.
This is it. This is your ride. Oh, come on now. Who am I, Red Fox?
Metro, rated R. Starts Friday, January 17th.
I'll be home for Christmas.
where great taste runs in the family, brings you Miller Moments.
Well, tonight we look at the career of Johnny Red Kerr, who played for the Syracuse Nationals, which later became the Philadelphia 76ers. Kerr also played for Baltimore, averaged just under 14 points and 11 rebounds in his 12-year NBA career. In 1966, Kerr was named the first head coach in Bulls history and won Coach of the Year honors that season. That is Johnny Kerr, now one of the Bulls broadcasters. Very popular figure here in the Chicago area. Won't count. Michael Jordan fouled before the shot. And in recognition of this classic moment, Miller Genuine Draft will donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. Big Red, Johnny Kerr.
Johnny, one of the best passing centers of all time.
3 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. The Bulls lead by 13. Box out by Long. And here comes Hill leading Thorpe. Reverse high off glass by Otis Thorpe.
Well, a rare fast break, but Otis Thorpe does a terrific job of running out when somebody else gets the rebound. In that case, Grant Hill, and finishes very well at the end, although that was on the fortunate side.
Randy Brown off the rim. And here comes Hill, and again, the Pistons are hanging around and have a crack at it. Here's a three-pointer. A rare three-pointer for the Detroit Pistons. Lindsey Hunter. It is down to an 8-point lead. Hunter is 2 of 6 from downtown. Kukoc for 3. Well, Tony Kukoc able to answer. And the Bulls now lead by 11.
A minor dagger at this point of sorts by Tony Kukoc. The Pistons don't have the kind of defense that forces turnovers, especially against a team like Chicago, who takes such good care of the ball. They have to force misses.
Grant Hill off the dribble going right at Scottie Pippen, who has to play him for the drive. And Hill went to the pull-up. 83-74 Chicago. 27 for Hill. Marv Albert, Matt Gukas, and Ahmad Rashad from the Windy City on Christmas night. Bulls trying to make it 8 straight wins. Pippen for 3.
Another dagger there as Grant Long had Tony Kukoc under control, took away his left-hand drive, but the defense collapsed on the little half penetration, and that enabled Pippen to get open in the left corner.
And Pippen is 5 of 7 from three-point range. Dumars forced it to a very difficult shot by Jordan.
Joe Dumars can be an effective post player, but not against Jordan.
Kukoc. Rodman with the rebound. Jordan with the tip. And on the back tap, kept alive by Kukoc. Jordan got the step. And the bucket, yes. And a count. Well, Michael Jordan will be headed to the foul line. The Pistons taking a timeout with 6:43 to go in this fourth quarter. Here's Jordan faking the long shot, beating Thorpe. It counts, and the foul. So Michael with the baseline drive. He now has 22 points. We'll be back in Chicago in a moment.
There are no rest stops in life. Great moments fly by 1,000,000 miles an hour. But that's okay, because with its more powerful engine and refined suspension, new Camry owners are in for one smooth, comfortable ride. The new Camry. Smoother, more powerful, better than ever.
It's all in how you use it.
wishes you and yours a very happy holiday season.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Toyota and their full line of quality cars and trucks. By 1-800-COLLECT, the way we call collect today. And by Miller Lite, with a great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite. Life is good.
Well, the snow is falling here in the Windy City, and Matt, so appropriate that we are here in Chicago because NBC's got a new must-see TV comedy about three brothers who really know how to handle the ladies.
This run in my stocking goes all the way up my thigh.
It is called Chicago Suns, a funny new show Wednesdays coming in January to NBC. Well, we've had a first-hand look at our NBA on NBC Air Cam, and our thanks to Garrett Brown, so instrumental in developing this remote control device. You can see the different angles, different perspective on the game. 6 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Bulls have an 89-74 lead on the Pistons. He's picked up the scoring in the second half. He now has 15 points.
And that was a more definitive move inside by Otis Thorpe, who oftentimes is very methodical and slow with his post move, which enables defensive help to come down and disrupt.
Pippen with another three. And again, the Bulls get another possession out of it, thanks to Randy Brown.
Looks like Chicago wants to give the knockout blow after Detroit closed to within 8. The Bulls had a couple of three-pointers, Kukoc and Pippen, and the three-point play by Jordan to regain control.
Hill trying to hit long on the roll, but it was broken up. Pistons come in winners of 4 of the last 5, 9 of the last 11. The last game Saturday night in New York, lost to the Knicks 95-92. The Knicks avenging a loss in Detroit 3 days earlier, blown out by the Pistons by 34 points. Shot clock at 4. Thorpe. 24-second violation. The ball did not hit the rim.
And that was terrific defense by Dennis Rodman on the low post. Sometimes I think that Dennis plays the bigger people much better than he does the guys like Otis Thorpe, people that he's supposed to play. But he turned it up a notch there and forced a very bad shot from Otis Thorpe.
Shot clock at 7. Pippen for 3. Scottie Pippen 5 of 9 from downtown.
He's going to have to ice his arm.
Yes, he will.
Big time after this one. 23 shots.
Rodman trying to draw the charge. Here's Hunter who can sky. Only 6 of 19, but he has come out of the fourth quarter. 15 points for Hunter. 11-point Chicago lead. Open shot for Brown. His work on the jump shot. Put a lot of time in during the offseason. And the Bulls now lead 91-78.
Chicago just so confident. Even though the Pistons making a little bit of a run and hanging close, the Bulls not getting tentative, not getting cautious, playing their game, taking the first open shot they see.
Glass and a nice move on Brown. Bulls 91 and the Pistons 80. Kukoc wide open. Jordan not able to get to that tip. And Thorpe wrestled it free. Here comes Hunter. Brown back. Dumars. And Hunter to the rebound and foul. Hit on a reach-in by Brown. Terrific hustle by Lindsey Hunter.
And terrific hustle by Otis Thorpe to chase down that loose rebound and get on the floor and get after it. as now the Detroit becoming the aggressor on the glass. Had they started the game and played in that second quarter like this, they would have been a lot closer, but they were the tentative ones then. Chicago much quicker to all of those loose rebounds and loose balls.
Lindsey Hunter, 79% free throw shooter. This is Judd Bushler. Played briefly earlier. Reporting back along with Steve Kerr for Randy Brown and Tony Kukoc. Now timeout being called by Doug Collins. 22nd timeout. With 3:48 remaining in this fourth quarter.
You run and trap the ball.
Well, Doug Collins in his second year as head coach of the Pistons after 6 years in television with Turner, which leads me to mention that it will be the Orlando Magic and the Miami Heat on TBS tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. No, Doug will not be behind the microphone. He's busy with other matters. Three minutes, 48 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. And the Bulls lead the Pistons 91-80. Second meeting of the season between these two clubs. In that first get-together at Auburn Hills back in early November, fifth game of the year for both teams. Bulls beat the Pistons by 18 to open up the season at 5-0. And the Bulls have won 17 in a row against Detroit, including the last 14 here in Chicago. Well, Hunter missing on both. There have been several occasions where the Pistons have had the chance to put a dent into that lead, but could not. And right there, another opportunity. Jordan, the tip by Bushler. And in each situation, the Bulls have been able to come back to extend the lead.
Your margin for error against a team like the Chicago Bulls is so small. Throughout the 48 minutes of the game, you have to take care of the ball. You have to rebound. You got to make your share of shots. In this case, three-pointers. To be hanging around, at the end of a ball game to give yourselves a chance to win and not just to coming from way behind. And really, the Pistons didn't do that well enough in the early part of this ball game.
Illegal defense called again against Chicago, their second violation. And Michael Curry will shoot the technical. Chicago Bulls on their way to making it 12-1 here at home. The only loss earlier this month to Miami. The only loss here at home. On the road, 13-2. And the Bulls will be on the road tomorrow night in Atlanta, and then Saturday back home for the Cavaliers. Detroit tomorrow night back home for the Indiana Pacers. We come up on 3 minutes remaining in the fourth.
Interesting defense for Chicago. Now Michael is matched up defensively against Wall, the power forward, as the Pistons try to go inside the four.
And Thorpe with the rebound. Scottie Pippen, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. And the foul is called. Foul on Kerr. 2:41 to go in this fourth quarter. Timeout taken. You are watching the NBA on NBC.
How to speak Australian. Mistletoe. Beer. Foster's, Australian for beer.
Give me a large fry, supersize.
I got it.
It's time to pick the 97 NBA All-Star team.
Anything the kid wants.
And you can vote for your favorite players.
I love that haircut, man.
Where they serve America's favorite fries. McDonald's. Vote today.
It's your world, baby.
You ain't never gonna convict me of killing a nigger in the state of Mississippi.
30 years ago, a murder shocked the nation.
What kind of man shoots another man in front of this man?
And the killer defied the law.
I
did come here thinking this office might want to see justice finally served.
Now, one man will risk everything
It's not like there's anything you can do about it.
for the truth.
We're gonna see about that.
Ghosts of Mississippi, rated PG-13.
Now in select cities, starts January 3rd nationwide.
Sunday at 12 noon Eastern, a rematch of last year's AFC Championship thriller. Indianapolis, Captain Comeback and the Colts are looking for redemption. Pittsburgh, Jerome Bettis and the Steelers start their run for another Super Bowl shot. The AFC Wild Card Game, Sunday at 12 noon Eastern on NBC.
Well, our staff looking for help from all possible sources. You know, Matt, you got to do what you got to do.
Shouldn't he be tired at this point?
Talk about Michael?
Oh, him too. Because look at all the shots. Michael from all over the place. Not only the perimeter shots, but Michael very aggressive at getting inside, taking the ball to the basket, a few post-ups as Michael and Scottie Pippen raising their game for the Detroit Pistons.
Otis Thorpe battling with Dennis Rodman. That's number 4 on Rodman. Dennis Rodman, 20 rebounds. Season high for Rodman, 23, December 14th against Charlotte. And how about the Bulls on the offensive boards? 23 offensive rebounds.
And 11 of them for Dennis Rodman as the Bulls, I should say the Detroit coaches telling their players, Grant Long, Otis Thorpe, anytime that's your matchup, you must make contact with him. Don't worry about getting a rebound, as Collins giving Grant Hill a well-deserved pat on the back. But Grant Hill will not be happy with this game, despite the 27 points, mainly because Grant Hill didn't get his teammates involved. I think he prides himself not only on his rebound stats, his defense, but the ability to get those 6, 7, or 8 assists a game, and he didn't do it. Just 2 tonight.
And the Detroit free throw shooting only 12 of 20, and that has hurt. We're down to 2 minutes and 20 seconds. 12-point Chicago lead. Bulls have led by as many as 18. But in watching this game, you would think the Bulls should be up by about 25 points. Here's Hunter with Kerr back. Hunter all the way, going high off glass. And now Steve Kerr off the ball fake. Sends up Dennis Rodman. It counts. And the foul. So Dennis Rodman in double figures, 11 points.
Rare opportunity for Steve Kerr to run the middle on the fast break. He's usually the receiving end for three-pointers, as Dennis Rodman timing his steps perfectly as he has been looking more and more for his offense. You know, the Bulls never in a position to really just, deliver a real knockout blow like a 20-25 point win. Let's face it, the Pistons are a good basketball team. That 20-5 record is for real. They have lost to Houston, the only team to score over 100 against them, lost to the Lakers at home, lost to New York. But the Detroit Pistons still a good ball club. Not yet in the class with the Chicago Bulls, no question about that.
1:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. Down to 4 on the 24. Took a poke from Long as he came up with rebound number 22. A magnificent all-around performance by Dennis Rodman. We approach 1 minute left in the game. Jordan for 3. Michael Jordan, 9 of 21 for his 23 points. Nice save by Michael.
Twinkle toes Michael. Tight moving along the baseline, able to palm that ball and pick out a receiver.
Phil Jackson obviously feeling no lead is safe as Jordan feeds Kukoc because He stays with, three of his starters on the floor. With Otis Thorpe able to put it down. He has Jordan out there with Rodman and Kukoc.
And this was a bone of contention in one of the Detroit-Chicago matchups last year, where Doug Collins felt that Phil left his stars in the ballgame a little bit too long. Doug let it be known that he didn't think it was right.
Rodman for three. Well, as we touched on earlier, although Phil Jackson is saying that we have a professional relationship in referring to Doug Collins, these are two guys that don't appear to be very fond of each other. Dennis Rodman hears it from the crowd. 11 points, 22 rebounds, and 7 assists.
And under control.
Thorpe has got a piece of the rim on that three-point attempt. So the Pistons, 3 of 18 from downtown.
And Phil Jackson has been getting the questions from the media here in Chicago about when is he going to find time to rest Michael Jordan. I'm sure he'll worry about it somewhere down the line.
95-83. Chicago with the victory over Detroit to make it 2 out of 2 against the Pistons this season. 18 straight wins for the Bulls over the Pistons. Chicago now 25-3. They have won their last 8. Detroit 20 up and 6 down. We'll be back to wrap it in a moment.
Freshers Hotline, what's your problem?
We're stuck with skunky beer.
So it's not Budweiser?
No.
Remain calm, sir. We're on our way.
Next time, look for this.
New Born on Dating from Budweiser, because fresh beer tastes better.
Freshers Hotline.
Could we order some Chinese?
We're your children.
Your boys.
Your girls.
Your sons and daughters.
We are old for our age.
We are too fat.
Can't do a pull-up. We smoke. We inhale.
We drink. We are mothers.
We are fathers.
We are old for our age.
We have no place to play.
We have no place to play.
We want to be strong. We want you to come out and play.
Teach us to hit. Teach us to throw. We are your children.
We are you.
We are you.
We are you.
Brothers of Chicago Suns. Brother Harry here can tell you something about unrequited love.
This office is small and warm.
And that is, it stinks.
Oh, this run in my stocking goes all the way up my thigh.
Chicago Suns coming to NBC Wednesdays in 2 weeks.
This is the NBA on NBC. Happy holidays.
Well, the Chicago Bulls now 25-3, 12-1 here at home. Michael Jordan played 46 minutes, 9 of 21 from the field, 23 points and 10 rebounds. Moments ago, Ahmad caught up with Michael.
All right, thanks, Mark. Michael, a very business-like effort tonight and a pretty good sustained effort by the team.
Yeah, I think this is the type of game that you have to get yourself mentally prepared. We've been really lackadaisical the last couple of games. And we knew we had a battle against Detroit tonight. They've been playing extremely well over the last week, month or so. And so we came in a little bit focused.
A nice way to cap up a Christmas night.
Yeah, happy Christmas to everybody.
All right, same to you. All right, back to you, Marv.
All right, Ahmad, as I said, 23 points for Jordan. Other numbers of note, 27 points for Scottie Pippen, 22 rebounds for Dennis Rodman. As the Bulls make it 18 in a row over the Pistons. We'll be back with more from Chicago in a moment.
Excuse me, think your disposable razor shaves as comfortably as his Gillette Sensor XL? Yeah, well, try Sensor XL. It'll change your mind. After one shave with Sensor XL, we bet you don't go back. Because only Sensor XL has protective microfins for extra comfort. Wow. And self-adjusting blades for extra closeness. Disposables don't. And Sensor Excel gives more shapes per blade than any disposable.
Excuse me?
Take the Sensor Excel challenge. Bet you don't go back to disposables.
Hey, I want my Sensor Excel back. Hey, hey!
It's tough being a kicker. 1 week you're the hero, the next you're not. But win or lose, I always tell my grandma to call me 1-800-COLLECT. It's good to hear a voice, and it's good that she saves me up to 44%. Although sometimes, grandma needs a little reminder. Dial 1-800-COLLECT. Save the people you call up to 44%.
I didn't grow up in this neighborhood. I'm from a small town in North Carolina. But some things here are just like home. Sure, every community has problems. But when everyone works together, it doesn't matter where you're from. So team up with your community. Even if you are the new guy in town.
Remember this moment last summer when one of the great sports figures of all time lit the flame to open the Centennial Games? Saturday, an encore presentation of the award-winning film that aired during our Olympic coverage. Muhammad Ali was among the most extraordinary group of Olympians to emerge from an Olympic Games. Coca-Cola presents The Wonders of Rome, Saturday at 4 Eastern.
Back in Chicago, thanks to our producer David Neal, our director Andy Rosenberg, and our terrific crew working on Christmas night. Guys, thanks. Again, the final score, the Bulls 95 and the Pistons 83. A couple of reminders, Saturday, 4 o'clock Eastern. Coca-Cola presents The Wonders of Rome as we look back at the stars of the 1960 Olympics, including Muhammad Ali. And on Sunday, join us for the AFC wildcard game beginning at 12 noon Eastern with the NFL on NBC. And then it is a rematch of last year's AFC championship as the Colts battle the Steelers. Coming up after your late local news, don't miss The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. And tonight, Jay welcomes Harrison Ford and singer Jewel. So for Matt Gukas and Ahmad Rashad, I'm Marv Albert saying so long from Chicago as the Bulls make it 8 straight wins and a record of 25-3. This is the NBA on NBC.
Season's greetings from NBC Sports, America's sports leader.